Hey, tons of great NAIA basketball across the country last night. We also have post-game interviews with two of the great best coaches in the country. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Before we get started, the YouTube data shows that over 2/3 of you that watch this show do not subscribe. And I think all of you know I do this as a labor of love. I don't show you ads. I don't try to get any money. I pay for everything, including my travel, out of my own pocket. The only thing I wish for out of it is that a lot of people get to hear the story of NAIA basketball, and the more of you who could subscribe, it would be very helpful. So if you could subscribe on YouTube and hit the like button on X or on Spotify, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Two great coaches, Mark Svagera, Kyle Blankenship, were very generous with their time, talked to us after their games. We're going to take a look at that winning shot again from Matthew Stillwell. Talk to Kyle Blankenship about how he's finally got he's back above 500 now. There were 4 top 25 games around the country and several other key games. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk a little bit about the conference standings. We're just starting to get some hints, but we'll talk about those as we go through. Well, everybody knows, is in all the papers, the number one team in the country got beat last night over in Oklahoma City. Mark Barikoff has done a great job with that team. We'll talk about that in a moment. But Langston fell 66-61. They're 5-2. Got to remember, this is not a sprint. It is a marathon. But still, it's a big win for the Oklahoma City Stars. It's a tough loss for Langston. But, man, if you're going to bet against Coach Wright, I think you're going to find a lot of people take that. So Oklahoma City, they go to 7-1, and they're going to go to Central Christian on Saturday. Giorgio Galeas, he had 23 points, 5 assists. Brandon Wilson, a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds. A big win for Oklahoma City. They are tough there in Abe Lemons Arena. I mean, if you're going there to play them, I mean, strap it up. But the Sooner right now is looking really tough. It doesn't look like any nights off. But congratulations to Coach Barikoff. Big win for his program. So looking at the Sooner then, Southwestern Christian beat College of the Ozarks. Close game. John Brown wins again. They beat Mid-America Christian. Nelson beat Oklahoma Panhandle. Panhandle's struggling right now. Wayland Baptist beat UNT Dallas. Big win for Wayland Baptist. And then, of course, we talked about Langston. So coming up on Saturday, College of the Ozarks is going to go to Mid-America Christian. Texas Wesleyan is going to go to Science and Arts. Oklahoma City has to go to Central Christian. No easy task right there. UNT Dallas going to Panhandle. It's a game they should win. Nelson going to Wayland Baptist, and John Brown going to Southwestern Christian. Again, that could be a very good game. So John Brown, by the way, is looking really good, as is Oakland City. And then Nelson knocking on the door. I mean, the Sooner looks tough. I'll just leave it at that. So the LSU Shreveport Pilots, they defeated Texas College. Texas College is good. They're a tough opponent. Shreveport handled them pretty well tonight. They look pretty good. They look like, you'll hear me when I talk to Coach Blankenship. A friend of mine texted me and said, I think Shreveport's back. I mean, that's what they look like tonight. They go to 4-3. Trey Boston, 5 points, 13 assists. He also had 8 rebounds. And then Tyler Washington had 25 points. Why don't, they're going to host Texas College on, no, that's wrong. That's what they did tonight. They're going to play Louisiana Christian on next Tuesday. Louisiana Christian on next Tuesday. Let's listen to Coach Blankenship. Hey, I got Kyle Blankenship on the line. He's the head men's basketball coach, LSU Shreveport Pilots. Big win tonight over Texas College. Talk about the win, Coach.
Well, we needed it. We needed it bad, starting 0-2 in conference and being a little shorthanded the last couple of games. Our guys were hungry, and we knew we needed to protect our home court and not drop 3 in a row to try to stay in this tough Red River race.
It's a marathon. I was thinking about you because a friend of mine texted me, I don't know, a little bit ago, hour and a half, whatever. And he said, I think LSU Shreveport's back. So did it kind of feel like that to you?
At times, really every game we've played this year, we've showed glimpses. Texarkana's a really tough place to play. And, they got us there in the second half and kind of extended it out. And then we had an incident in the game where, there was altercation right in front of our bench, no punches thrown on our end. But, you got guys that just react because it's right there in front of you. And so we had to finish that game with 5 guys. Got to go to tough Jarvis place with 6 and lose. We're up 15 and just ran out of gas. And then had to do it again tonight with essentially 6 guys. So, proud of our team for sticking together and finding a way. And, we can be really explosive offensively, but we're trying to figure out on the defensive end. And I think if we can do that and we continue to take good strides, that we'll find ourselves in the mix at the end like we always do.
Hey, Coach, everybody wants to talk about the scoring and the rebounding, but we got to start with Trey Boston, 13 assists. Talk about his performance tonight.
Yeah, big time. He played 40 minutes, and, he was out there, but not only did he have a bunch of assists, he took care of the ball because it was in his hand primarily the whole entire game. And, he's done that on multiple occasions this year. We've gone back and restatted some of our games that we haven't input yet where he's had double-digit assists and, where the statistician may have missed a couple. So, big for him to be able to do that. Not only that, he kind of played the backside of our zone. And being 6'1", he got 8 rebounds and did a really good job of boxing out and pulling some rebounds down on that backside. Yep. So, when our team is sharing the basketball and we've had some games where we get 20 assists and our turnovers are down around 11 or 10, we're really tough to beat, and we did that again tonight. Yeah,
that's where you were. You were 23 and 11. You held Texas College to under 20% from 3. Did you do anything special, or that's pretty good?
Yeah, we played strictly zone pretty much for probably 38 minutes of the game.
And, did you?
We went man for a couple of possessions, and they drove right by us and got layups, so we went back to it. But, we really made a good adjustment at halftime of, where we were supposed to be in our spots and tagging on each other in different areas of the zone. And we were flying around as shooters. We wanted them to try to have to beat us in the paint and around the basket and use some of our length and collapse in there and make everything tough. But we wanted to contest every 3-point, not give them good looks. And I thought our guys did a really good job of trying to make it tough on them every single possession.
Talk about that Red River this year. It looks really, it's always tough, but it looks extra tough this year.
Yeah, we've had some years, 17, 18 and 18, 19, a little stretch there where we had multiple teams advance into the Elite Eight and Final Four and national championship games. And, you never know at the end of the year what it's going to look like. But, Our Lady of the Lake, what they did early in the year and going out and getting wins in Florida and then winning at Xavier, they've got a very veteran ball club, and just because they got a new coach, Coach Thompson's been a head coach before and head coach in junior college, and he played on championship teams at Our Lady of the Lake, so he knows how to win. And so no surprise with what they're doing. Southwest has been a team that I've told everybody for a couple of years, watch out for them. They're really talented. They came on strong at the end of the year last year. Got a really good coach that does a great job. And then, LSUA, once they figured it out last year with Coach Jackson, they've just been rolling.
Yeah, he's got those guys rocking. Are. Yeah, they're really playing well.
They play so hard, and they're not going to beat themselves. And then Xavier's the same Xavier that they've always been. They're going to guard you. They're going to be in ball games. And, I just think those – top 5 or 6 teams are just going to make it so tough night in and night out. And then even the bottom half of our league, it's just really competitive. And so there's no easy nights. You can't go in and just expect that you're going to win when you go into a team that may be in the bottom of the league. And I just think that, hopefully we'll challenge each other throughout the course of this year, and the cream will rise to the top. And then when our teams get a chance to go do it in the postseason, hopefully we can do what we've done early in the year and show that we can win at the national level.
Well, Coach, you have a few hours to savor this one. You play again next Tuesday. You got Louisiana Christian coming to town. They're looking good too. They won tonight. So there's not a night off, is there?
No, sir, not at all. And, we're going to get a couple hours of sleep, and then our team is in the morning to go do High Five Friday at my kids' elementary school. So, we'll get a little bit of rest, and then we'll bring the energy and the juice in the morning, greeting some kids when they come through the carpool line at school tomorrow.
Awesome.
And then try to get some rest and do a team dinner tomorrow night and get back after it on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday so we can get ready for a really good LC team.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you giving us some time right after the game. Really appreciate it, Coach. Thank you very much. Hey, thanks a lot to Coach Blankenship. Sorry, I got distracted there for a minute. Hey, you could probably hear it during that interview. He kind of faded in and out a little bit. I don't think he was in a really good cell phone spot, but I mean, after a game, you take the coach where you can get him, right? So looking at the Red River Conference, and another game I want to talk to you about, Our Lady of the Lake. They beat Texas A&M, Texarkana, 95-80. Lonzo Rand, he had 11 points, and he led three players in double digits for LLU, and they are 7-0. Write that name down. They're good. Xavier beat North American. Jarvis Christian, who's been hot lately, they beat Texas A&M San Antonio. Louisiana Christian won tonight, and LSU Shreveport, as we just talked about. So I expanded the standings here. Well, first, Southwest is going to Paul Quinn on Saturday. Louisiana Christian's going to North American. Texarkana is going to San Antonio. Jarvis Christian is going to Our Lady of the Lake. That could be a good game. And Xavier is going to Huston-Tillotson. That's a game Xavier should win. But I wanted to show you Our Lady of the Lake. I know you can't see it here, but they're 7-0. LSU Alexandria is 6-0. Southwest is 5-0. There's a real battle already starting to build at the top. And a couple of those teams really haven't been talked about too much. Coach just mentioned Southwest, but Our Lady of the Lake, they're knocking on the door right now. Central Baptist, they got the win tonight they were at home over William Woods, the Owls. It's a tough game, 80-76. Williams Woods gave him a pretty good battle. I'll tell you, the Central Baptist team is tough. Sage Bourbon, 23 points, 4 rebounds, and Hakeem Hancock, he had 18 points, 4 rebounds. So Central Baptist, they go to 6-1, and they're going to play. That's not right. They're gonna play at. No, they play UHSP first. So they play UHSP next, not Blue Mountain. That's my mistake. I apologize. But they're 6-1. They're going to play Blue Mountain next, or UHSP. Boy, that was artful, wasn't it? So Crowley's Ridge tonight beat UHSP. Central Baptist won. We just told you that. Harris Stowe beat Williams Baptist. Columbia beat Hannibal LaGrange, and then Mission won in a non-con with Haskell. So as we said, coming up, Central Baptist is going to host UHSP. Harris Stowe will be at Crowley's Ridge. William Woods at Williams Baptist. Columbia is going to Mission. Hannibal LaGrange is going to be at Missouri Baptist. The standings in this conference aren't really showing us much yet, but we'll still collect them every night. Let's go over to the Southern States. This is a game I kind of was interested in. Tennessee Southern and Loyola. They both, these are really quality programs who've both been down a little bit, but it was a great game tonight for Tennessee Southern. Mark Vance, he hit a jumper with 2 seconds left, and that secured the win for Tennessee Southern. So Mark Vance, he had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and Mike Bell, he had 26 points and 6 rebounds for Tennessee Southern as they got the win. So in other games there, Dalton State beat Brewton Parker. Point beat Blue Mountain Christian. And Thomas beat William Carey in Southern States. So coming up on Saturday, Point's going to Middle Georgia. Blue Mountain's going to Life. That's going to be a good game. Payne, that's a non-con for Abraham Baldwin. William Carey is going to be at Mobile. Oakwood is going to be at Faulkner. Mobile, after their recent tragedy there, they're going to be a lot of eyes on that game. Again, the conference standings here aren't telling us too much, but again, we'll collect them. In the HBCU, I only got one score. A lot of these teams don't report the scores till late. Stillman beat Oakwood So coming up, Dillard's got a non-conference on Friday, tomorrow, or today, and Fisk is going to play Bethel, Tennessee style tonight. Okay, so last thing we have for you tonight, talk to Mark Svagera. He's the head men's basketball coach at Briar. They had that big win the other day. You probably saw the video all over the place. They beat their rival Morningside. Morningside, if you don't know, is like you can't even warm your car up. I mean, if you go out to the parking lot to get your car, and I start walking, I'll beat you over from one school to the other. They're pretty close, so they're quite a rivalry. And you'll see from the video they cram a lot of people in there. But congratulations to Matthew Stillwell. A lot of people say, I mean, he's a lot of guys you call he's a bucket. He's a bucket. And they were able to get him the ball, and he drained it. When you watch this video, I want you to watch a couple of things. When I talked to Coach Svagera, I was thinking that Stillwell was kind of straight on, but he really had to angle to get open there at the top of the three-point line. But at the bottom right of the screen, watch Mark Svagera, when this shot goes in. This video is going to play through twice. Okay, that was fun.
Yeah, I got.
Hey, no, not yet. Okay, so yesterday morning we talked to Mark Svagera. He's a very nice guy. I got a hold of him and he said, "Yeah, right away." So let's take a listen to Mark Svagera, Briarcliff basketball.
Yeah, I got Mark Svagera here. He's the head men's basketball coach, Briarcliff Chargers. Coach, talk about that game last night. That was pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm sure you saw on Twitter or wherever. There was a lot that led us to that point. We did not have a great first half. We were down 15 at one point, I believe, and we were down 12 at the half. And I have to give a lot of credit to our guys because I thought they came out with a real sense of urgency in the second half. And the first 4 minutes of the second half, we were able to pretty much extinguish Morningside's lead. And from there, it was kind of a back and forth game. We took a couple leads. They took it back a couple times. And when it came down to it, it's our ball with 4 seconds left. And in that situation, I'm gonna try to get the ball to Matt Stillwell as quickly as we can. And he did his thing. And that it's not the first time he's done that for us. And I certainly hope it's not the last. But tell you what, it was a heck of a game, and it's such a fun rivalry to be a part of here in Sioux City. We played in front of a big crowd. It was a lot of energy and great atmosphere in our gym last night.
Yeah, it seemed wild, the video that I saw. I thought that play where you got it to him on that curl inbounds was a good call because he had his momentum, going straight forward when he shot the ball. How important is that for his balance?
Well, I think it's really good. And when he can go downhill in a straight line, he's pretty good. I actually got to give credit to my predecessor at Briarcliff. That's a play we put in probably 10, 12 years ago when I was an assistant. That was Nick Nelson's play, and it's always kind of been in our arsenal. Matt's been a big-time player for us for quite a while, and big-time players need to make big-time plays sometimes. When we can get Matt going downhill, that's really good for us, and he's been a big-time player for us, scoring the ball, doing a lot of things for us, and sometimes big-time players need to go make big-time plays, and that's exactly what Matt did last night.
I thought that game last night just typified what we always talk about. You guys were obviously underdogs going into that game, and you guys find a way to win. It just seemed like, to me, just a typical GPAC game where you just can't predict what's going to happen.
It really was, and Morningside's got and they were playing really well in the early season, and we've had stretches where I thought were really good. Our last couple games, we squandered some second half leads that really hurt us and cost us. And so for our guys to kind of step up and keep it together last night was a great sign for me. But you're right, and when you get into conference play, it's so unpredictable, and most games end up being pretty close. Now, last night's probably a little bit of an outlier, but that's what makes a league like ours so fun, is that it's so competitive and records don't necessarily matter. when you actually get into the game.
So what does this mean for your team and the psyche of your team as you kick off GPAC play to give them a little bit of a boost? That self-confidence must have been wavering just a little bit. How important is this for your team?
Well, I think it's really, and when you win a game like that, I think if you can harness that momentum in a positive way while still understanding there's things we could have done better last night, there's things we can continue to get better at as a team. And when you harness that, I think it can springboard you forward. And I told our team after the game, you have until 3:00 tomorrow to enjoy this, savor it, whatever you want to say. But when we get to practice today, we got to be ready because we're going to start looking forward to playing Hastings on Saturday. And we want to take the positives and run with that momentum, but we have to recognize there's things that we need to continue to improve if we want to be our best version.
Well, Mark, congratulations on that win. You definitely entertained a whole bunch of people last night. Those final shot finishes are always exciting. And wish you a lot of luck Saturday against Hastings.
Well, I appreciate it, Bill. It's always a pleasure to talk with you.
Okay, that's Mark Svagera. He's the head men's basketball coach at Briar. Thank you, Mark.
You bet.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, I during the day I run around, but I wanted to have a chance to talk to coaches, so I tried a different software on my phone to record the call. I didn't realize that it sounded like I was in the swimming pool until it was all done. But I probably will not use that software anymore. But I'm still looking at the right fix, so I don't have to carry gear around, but I can just try to get a hold of a coach when I'm out doing stuff, because I'm not going to sit home all day. Anyway, thank you to Mark. Before I leave this page, this referee right here in the middle of Stillwell, and this guy right here, if you can see he is one of the best referees in the country. I just wanted to mention that. I've seen him at the national tournament, and he really knows how to control a game. Okay. Thank you, Mark. Well, that's what I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, thanks again to Mark Svagera and to Kyle Blankenship. And thanks to all of you for listening. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and like. That does mean a lot. And get out and watch some NAIA basketball, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, supporting these athletes. Thank you very much. It's Billy D. I'm done. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school, because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.